Ask Jung is an educational and philosophical AI simulation podcast. The responses are generated based on Carl Jung's collective works and analytical psychology framework. Jung, this one hits a lot of people who'd call themselves the nice one in their group. Always available, always agreeable, always the one who adjusts. And somewhere along the way, they realize they can't actually answer a simple question anymore. What do I even want? Why does trying to keep everyone else happy end up costing us ourselves?
Because somewhere along the way, being needed started to feel safer than being known. And those are not the same thing.
That distinction alone is going to sting for some people.
It's meant to. Let's look at why it happens.
Welcome back to Ask Jung. Every episode, a real emotional question, answered by Carl Jung. No lecture hall, no couch, just an honest back and forth. Today's question is one a lot of self-described people pleasers recognize instantly. Why do we lose ourselves trying to keep everyone else happy? Jung, you said being needed felt safer than being known. Unpack that.
If someone learned early on that love or acceptance depended on being agreeable, useful, or easy to be around, they built a strategy around that. Say yes, don't cause friction, anticipate what others want before they even ask. It works in the sense that it does keep people close. But it comes at a cost most people don't notice until much later. Every time you choose what someone else wants over what you actually feel, you get a little further from knowing what you feel in the first place. Eventually, the question, what do I want, doesn't produce an answer. It produces static.
So the people pleasing isn't really about kindness at its root?
Often it isn't, even though it looks like kindness from the outside. Underneath, it's frequently a fear response. Keep everyone comfortable so no one leaves, no one gets angry, no one withdraws their approval.
We've talked about the persona before, the mask people present to the world. Is this the same mask or a different version of it?
Same concept, particular flavor. This version of the persona is built almost entirely around other people's comfort. It's incredibly responsive. It can sense what a room needs and become that. The problem is, a mask built to reflect everyone else has very little material left over to reflect the actual person underneath. Over time, someone can become so skilled at reading and meeting other people's needs that they genuinely lose track of their own. Not because they're shallow, but because they've had years of practice ignoring their own signal in favor of everyone else's.
So it's not that they don't have wants, it's that the wants got buried under years of overriding them.
Exactly. And buried isn't the same as gone. It just means the signal has gotten quiet enough that most people stop noticing it's still there.
That's a slightly hopeful way to put it, actually.
It is. What's buried can still be found.
Let's get into the fear part, because for a lot of people, even the idea of disappointing someone feels almost physically uncomfortable, not just socially awkward.
Because at some point, disappointing someone actually was dangerous or felt that way. A child who disappoints a parent they depend on for love and safety experiences that as an existential threat, not a minor inconvenience. If that pattern repeats enough times growing up, the nervous system files someone is disappointed in me under the same category as real danger. So as an adult, saying no to a simple request can trigger a reaction completely out of proportion to the actual stakes, because the body isn't just reacting to the request, it's reacting to every earlier moment that taught it disappointing someone was unsafe.
So it's not really about the person asking the favor at all.
Rarely is it no. The request in front of you is usually just the trigger, not the actual source of the fear.
Okay, practical step. Someone listening realizes they genuinely don't know what they want anymore because they've spent years prioritizing everyone else. Where do they even start?
Start small and start private. Before agreeing to anything, pause for even 5 seconds and ask yourself privately, do I actually want to do this? Or do I just want to avoid the discomfort of saying no? You don't have to act on the honest answer immediately, just start noticing it.
And once someone gets used to noticing it,
Then practice disappointing someone on purpose in a low stakes situation. Decline a small request you'd normally say yes to automatically. Notice that the world doesn't end, that the relationship usually survives. That single piece of evidence does more to retrain the nervous system than any amount of thinking about it.
and for people who feel guilty just imagining that,
The guilt is expected. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means you're doing something unfamiliar. Guilt from breaking an old pattern and guilt from actually harming someone feel similar in the body, but they are not the same thing.
so to bring this together, losing yourself while trying to make everyone else happy usually isn't a character flaw. It's an old survival strategy that worked once and never got updated. The fix isn't becoming unkind, it's learning to include your own answer in the equation again. Jung, one last thought before we close.
You can't build a real connection with a mask. Eventually, someone has to meet the person underneath it, starting with you.
That's a good place to leave it. If you know someone who always says yes and never seems to ask for anything for themselves, send this to them. It might be the first time someone's asked what they actually want. Next episode, another real question. Until then, take care of yourself.